Hello everyone, in this tutorial I'll be covering how to create PHP variables. Now PHP variables are used for storing different values, for example numbers or arrays or text strings, and we'll be getting more into that in the future tutorials. But anyway, once a variable has been declared, it can be used anywhere in the PHP source file. So you don't have to worry about typing out the actual value every time in the source file. You can just simply update that one single variable or the value of that variable. So all variables start with a special character, and that character is the $sign, and followed by the $sign is the name of the variable of your choosing. So I'm just going to make up one here called variable name, and I'm going to set it equal to Robert. Now, when I say this variable name equals the text string Robert, I'm actually meaning that I'm assigning the text string Robert to this variable. So when you're explaining it to someone who's very knowledgeable in PHP, they may misunderstand you if you say it equals. Now, normally when we see an equal sign there, we would say that this variable equals Robert, but really it's the text string Robert being assigned to the variable name. But anyway, I don't want to confuse you too much. So let's just move on here. Let's make another variable. We're going to call it a num for a number for short. And we're going to assign the value 10 to it. And let's make another one called a number. And we're going to assign the value 9,000 to it. So a common mistake for new PHP programmers is that they forget the $sign in front of the variable. So if you typed a number equal 9,000, then that variable isn't going to work. You may even get an error message. So it definitely make sure that you are typing the $sign, especially if you're new to PHP. Now variables are also case sensitive, meaning a number is different from a number with a capital A. So this is another common mistake for new PHP programmers. Definitely make sure that you're typing that variable name the exact same way as you have it up here or when you declared it. So with PHP, unlike with other languages, variables do not have to be declared before adding a value to it. So for example, if we had x value and then we had x value equals 8, we could have simply said up here x value equals 8 and not have declared or assigned 8 to x value down here. So as soon as you have used that variable, it has now been declared. You also do not have to tell PHP which data type the variable contains, for example, an integer for a num or a string Robert. PHP automatically converts the variable to the correct data type depending on its value. So as soon as we declare this variable and assign the text Robert to it, this variable already knows it's a string variable. The same goes for a num. It already knows that this is an integer variable. So some of the common rules for naming variables are a variable name must start with a letter or underscore. Another rule is a variable name can only contain alphanumeric characters and underscores such as A through Z lowercase, capital A through Z, 0 through 9, or the underscore. And a variable name cannot contain spaces. So if the variable is more than one word, you can separate it with capitalization. So let's say we want to create a variable name username. We could have it as user name separated by capitalization, or we could use an underscore such as user underscore name. So those are some of the common rules for naming PHP variables, and I will place these on the web page at thephpbasics.com. And that does conclude this tutorial. So definitely be sure you take the quiz at thephpbasics.com to make sure you understand some of these basic concepts for creating PHP variables. So I'll see you in the next video.